Okay, we're back on the air. Could somebody let me know if you've got any audio? And I'll put a comment out to that effect too, in case we don't.
Assistant.
What's that? Can you hear Deb?
I'm signing what I was on.
That's on. That's plugged in.
I got sound.
Yeah, okay. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, she says she's got it too.
Okay. Now, do we have any in the beginning, or?
No, I just pick up where you were because we didn't really go through anything critical.
All right, folks, well, we're back again, or welcome, depending on when you signed in or if we were on the air. Hopefully this will all be corrected in the future. I would say near future, but
I wouldn't.
nothing's in the near future these days. Danielle gave her town clerk report, nothing exciting. We did go over the problems with the south section of the town and the plowing aspect with the person responsible, so hopefully that gets handled in a better manner the next storm. As usual, we review our agendas and the minutes from last week and the bills. The license, Deb, for the wedding,
Yes.
I thought we signed that last week.
You did, I didn't,
Okay, well,
because I wanted to know what the LD said.
and what
I
did
read the
CLD
LD.
say?
Well, it basically says you have to comply by the rules that say they have to meet town requirements and state requirements. As far as we know, we are all set.
Okay, so we're gonna re-sign
I
everything?
didn't sign it either. No.
No, you signed it.
Just Dave and I didn't
Yeah.
sign it.
I put another copy in the pink folder. Disregard it, please.
Yep.
Well, there's no, okay. All right,
That's my copy.
this is your copy?
Yes.
Where's the copy I signed?
Right here.
Oh,
Okay.
just leave it in there, Dave.
Oh, okay. All right, it's going in this folder.
Thank you.
No, it goes in the pink folder.
Goes in pink folder, okay.
Gotta get these things straight, man.
All right, I have a question. We have 2 payments due for our contract deputy.
No, there are 2 quarters, July, August, September, and then October, November, and December. They hadn't billed us. I had called them about 2 weeks ago to ask to
Well,
make
if
sure
they
I
don't bill us, oh, next time don't ask.
They would have got us
They'll
sooner or
figure it
later.
out.
Okay, I get it. That makes sense. There's those. Pink folder. This can go in there.
Thank you, David.
It was.
All right, and this is our new format for the warrant. Huh. All right.
Kills more trees, Dave. 2 pages instead of 1. All right,
Well, if I can just interject, I like it because it breaks things down a little bit and tells us what they're for.
Crazy.
Even though I could go back through the bills and find that
figure it
out,
out.
I don't have to. All right, thank you.
looks like, Control, the sheriff, CEO, there's no reports this week?
Are we gonna be getting a CEO report?
Yes, we are.
I've heard that since I started.
What, would
In
you like to see
September.
Would you like to see the September report?
Well, I saw the handwritten September report.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We're progressing from there?
Yes, we are.
Okay. My term's up in 3 years, or 2.5
Okay, well,
years. I
I
hope
will-
to see something before then.
Hopefully, and if you don't, I'll apologize at the end of your 3 years.
You're on.
Deb, this says they don't have workman's comp coverage.
Right,
Maya needs to do what?
he needs to pay them and then bill us.
Oh, okay.
This same thing happened last year, and
Yeah.
if they don't have workers' comp or that state letter that I showed you, then the town has to pay for their workers' comp.
Okay.
There is-
Same thing with the trash, but you don't have workers' comp, you don't get paid.
There is a planning board meeting tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock. Site plan review, application revision. That's really about it. Schedule a workshop for Wednesday, February 1st for new items.
Now, you had mentioned you might start going to planning board meetings. Frankly, I don't know if it's worth going to one tomorrow, but that's up to you.
There was nothing going on, but
Well, no applications coming.
Yeah.
Okay, your call.
the comprehensive committee, next meeting is January 24th, with a snow date of January 31st. Nothing on Secaucus Road.
You might want to go back to the appeals board. I don't think you did that.
No, there's not, I don't have an appeals board.
Oh, well, they have an active variance request for 1029 North Road.
Okay, I was
It's
going
on the
off the
agenda.
agenda here,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. There's a site walk on January 28th at 10 a.m. A public hearing February 2nd at 2 p.m. At 6 p.m.
That's on your agenda, Ed.
Well, I don't, normally I get a,
Oh, yeah, right. And it was last week.
I'm just trying to go by these. Robinson Mill. Deb, did we hear anything from
None,
our attorney, their attorney,
none,
the principals, nothing?
nothing.
Okay. The status is we sent a purchase and sale agreement to the prospective buyers, and we're waiting to hear back if they concur with our purchase and sale agreement.
What are you gonna do with that? Robinson Mill.
Sell it, I hope.
Oh, okay, yep.
We've been trying for 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 years.
We have a
The one down by the river?
Zoom meeting. There is a Zoom meeting scheduled for 1 o'clock on the 18th. The information is on our website about the meeting ID number and the passcode. This is the postponed hearing between the town and Mr. Collins. We'll approve the application for the wedding at Maple Rock Farms.
You,
David reviewed the state laws and we're fine.
Yeah, I didn't doubt that we weren't fine. I just had no idea. It said that we were certifying that they met those requirements, that's all.
We have the Sockeye Rescue Report for January. The summation of this will be in our annual report in June. It gives a breakdown of the number of calls. Parsonsfield led with 31, Cornish 23, Porter 24, Hiram 21. And it gives a breakdown of all the reason for the calls, the top 10, and the average response time. The average response time is 10.8 minutes, which is, I think, outstanding. So we had 11 calls when mutual aid was received, 99 calls, and we had a rate of 88 of them, so mutual aid did 11. So there'll be a very good report to get into the annual report, so you can see where our money that Sockeye Rescue is receiving each year, how it's being spent or where it's going. The Sockeye Rescue request the $2,100 from each town to fund the purpose of for a new generator. Their generator died over the last storm. Obviously, they have to have a backup generator.
Do you want to vote to approve that amount, please?
I think
We did workshop this, and I would make a motion that we approve
Second
the
it.
$2,100.
all in favor,
Aye.
unanimous.
Thank you.
The 2,100, we'll have to evaluate, maybe we can take it out of ARPA funds, that's a possibility, or out of our capital reserve for rescue.
If they said, I asked, they were saying reserve. I mean, it would be up to you if you want to take it out of ARPA, but they did say take it out of reserve funds.
Well, I know, but I'd prefer to take it out of ARPA because it saves the reserves. So if we can do it, I think that would be the
Yeah.
appropriate way. We have a letter here from David from the Selectboard concerning tree growth. As you know, we have been negligent in notifying people that their tree growth certification had to be renewed. So we're working on that now. There was, how many in tree growth? Do you remember, Dave?
160 something, I believe.
And there were like 40 that had expired?
Yeah. 114 according to Deb, and
Okay.
40 need to be updated. So
Okay, and the updated is they've passed their 10-year approval lifetime.
yeah, the letter that I'm proposing is just an informational letter. We'll send it out to everybody who is in arrears and doing this. There's a formal process that we have to go through if indeed some people don't respond. And my guess is we won't get 100%. So, and that involves certified mail and fines. And so anybody out there with tree growth, keep that in mind. If you get one of these letters, you really want to take care of things. Now, I said that this should be done by March 31st. Is
Is
that
it?
reasonable?
Yep. Is that actually a fine, or is it you just get assessed the different tax?
No, there is
No.
a fine.
Yeah, it's a $500 fine. They don't require it to come out of tree growth, at least not immediately. There's a $500 fine, then another process, and then another $500 fine. And I'm not sure where it goes from there. So they still get the advantage of the tree growth tax rate.
Okay.
Yeah. What's that?
You guys didn't sign it, neither one of you.
Jesse, what's the tree growth?
You get a lowered tax rate. This is a general idea. It's a forested piece of property it can only have a minimal amount of open space, no structures,
10 acres or more.
10 acres or more,
right.
and you can't build on anything on it, obviously. And so if you're going to, you have to pay a penalty to take it out of tree growth. And a licensed forester has to write up a plan.
So the landowners are making money on the tree growth.
They're not making money, they pay less taxes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a state program. I mean, basically, we're the messenger for the state, because we get reimbursed the difference in taxes. But because of that, we need to make sure that we're conforming.
You gotta have 10 acres.
Yeah,
Yeah, 10 acre minimum, yeah.
but it's a reasonably good discount in taxes.
Yeah.
So if you folks are okay with this, I'm gonna do a mail merge with the names on the list and put the right map and lot in and the right expiration date.
Yeah.
Those will all be pulled from the records directly. I'll get those out maybe this week. If not, then, next week.
Now, we have a letter here. And I'm a little confused. It says Mellon's Facebook post on recycling going into regular trash.
What are you confused about?
I'm confused.
That was the message that was given to the town clerk's office to post on the website.
By Mellon.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this says whose recycling was not picked up Friday. We contacted Mellon and Son.
We being Danielle.
Town clerk's office.
Okay.
Let me give you a little bit of info about that issue.
They gave two options. You can include last week's recycling, you can include last week's recycling with this week's trash, or you can wait until recycle is picked up next week. I don't think option A is a
No.
Not an
valid
option.
option.
No. You can't tell people to put their recycling in the trash.
Right, no, yeah, exactly, no, but they can get it picked up from the rack body, which will separate trash and recycling, if they call us and contact.
Is that what happened?
Now, what's going on is, there was a storm that week,
Yeah.
and most people realize that when there's a storm, we're out early. We're out 3-4 hours early to beat the storm, because of the road conditions, especially in the south side. We're out beating the storm, so if you put out, too late, don't forget. If they contact us, we will come back with the rack body following week, separate it. We have a dumpster in the yard specifically for recycling. Keep the weeks done. And won't go in the trash, it'll actually.
See, so that was a good explanation we could have used 3 years ago when everyone was complaining that you were putting the trash and the recycling in the same truck, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
And we've been running around with that forever.
And I knew that, but people didn't understand that. When they'd see you put it in the same truck, they'd say, oh, they're throwing all our
If they looked in
recycling.
the truck, they'd see, we got like 6 or 8
Bins.
like 50-gallon bins in there.
Right.
And they're all, everything's separated.
That
Okay.
sounds like, though, put your recycling in your trash. That's what it sounds like.
Right, it does. No, that's what it does sound like.
Here's the
But
appearance of it, but
Yes.
it's in effect not
Yes.
happening.
right.
What it meant that when we come around to get trash the next week, we'll also get your
Well, the
recycling.
better explanation probably would have been a lot
Yeah, the
better.
wording needs to be,
Right,
Yeah.
we changed,
Better than that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
all. Yeah.
all right.
So basically, put your recycling in the next recycling time.
Yes, yes. Or else contact us and we'll get it separately with a smaller truck. It won't go into the trash.
Now, you're gonna feel comfortable.
You guys
this
missed
Friday,
all
you know
those.
what's
I don't know
happening?
what
Yeah, I already told Deb, we're probably not gonna go out Friday. We're gonna
Okay.
post it on the website, we're gonna go out and pick up, do every Saturday.
And that's recycling everything.
Everything, I'll send 3 trucks out, 2 for trash, 1 for recycling.
Okay, on Saturday.
That,
Okay.
just to beat the storm, because nothing against the guys that plow the roads, but when it snows, the roads, the trucks are snowing. Guys are doing a good job, but it just,
It's difficult.
it's very difficult. My biggest issue is not enough sand and salt. Guys are doing a good job getting out there plowing. I just wish you'd use more sand and salt. It would make life a lot easier. I don't know if there's salt issue,
No,
we got enough in town.
No, we have
no, there's no salt issue, no
plenty of sand and salt.
Jesse, I'm gonna ask you to sign
the
those
thing
again
for-
up here, because they've gotta
The
send
dirt
that
roads on
in.
the south side. When it's raining, there's no sand on the dirt roads, and we just,
Call Mark.
Or Meyer.
well, I seem to do a decent job on this side. The worst side is,
Well, he has more dirt roads than the south side.
well,
Yeah.
south side's all good.
2 of us is good enough. We don't need Ed. You know what I'm
All right.
saying? I just
That works.
make sure we had 2.
Yeah.
Jen Lewis had sent us an email concerning emergency preparedness shelters. Debbie wrote back for us saying the town does not have a policy. There is a lot involved in making an emergency shelter, and at this time, the building is not approved as a shelter. The selectmen will be looking into this at a later time. The first step in this is getting our generator hooked up and 24-hour service to the building. And then the next step is to get the Red Cross in here and have them sit down and tell us what we would need to do if we wanted to make this building an emergency shelter. There's a whole array of things, from kitchens to accommodations to staffing. There's a lot involved in it. It's not just saying the building's going to be open.
Am I remembering incorrectly? But I thought the Red Cross said that they weren't gonna certify this because they didn't need it.
We didn't have any backup generator. We didn't have anything
It was
really
be-
except.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
because of
It
lack
was-
of the.
yes.
Questions.
Okay, okay.
It was stuff.
This would be a good building, you got, seems like you got plenty of room and.
Well, we're working. We're working towards it, but we can't, I mean, like I said to the rescue guy, we've started as the generator, and we've contracted for a generator how many months ago?
Yeah.
3 or 4 months ago, and we haven't,
This is probably the best building in town for that, reason if you do it.
We have a note here from Cliff Krolick regarding the solar display on the town office. I'm not quite sure what he's looking at, since I haven't seen this.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to go through it. Why don't we keep that on for next week?
All right,
Take a look.
He mentioned something about last week that when he was here about
Batteries.
batteries and having batteries and all that stuff, where hopefully with the generator, we wouldn't need batteries. I'm looking for the road commissioner, main DO 2023, maintaining gravel roads training.
It's like this.
Okay, well, I'll get there,
Okay,
I think.
there you go.
I didn't realize it.
I think our road commissioner could teach this.
Yeah,
He does a pretty
probably.
darn good job.
I did send it to him, just forgot
He
why.
does, he does do a good job, Tom.
All right, as most of you know, about half the town is gravel roads, so, and they do take special care as far as maintaining, sanding, salting, the whole bit. So, that's the formal,
Our secretary's got her hand up.
Secretary.
oh,
Assistant. Assistant.
No, I just want to mention on the accounts payable in the red folder, CMP bill there for this office, and there's a credit, and it's because of when we were out of power, they gave us $300 or $400 back, so it's giving us credit, so it's a zero. But I thought it'd be best to keep everything right together,
Yeah,
so that's
Absolutely.
what that was about, was like this thick. You'll see it tomorrow.
Well, you guys are important, getting credit.
Yeah, because you said, what?
Jesse, you got anything
Anyone heard?
exciting? And
No, anyone heard from, I'm sure we haven't, because you'd have said something from the Scocas project.
no, I have not contacted them since the first of the year, or actually since the end of December. I
Okay.
can do that. I know that they would have given us any updates that they
Yeah.
got from CMP, but I will
I mean,
do
I'm
that.
not really that stressed about it as long as they're paying. I guess I don't care, but I just was curious.
Yep. Where'd that comes out of there?
have you made any contact with your siding?
No, actually, I thought of that today when I walked in.
It's,
No, well, I did. I made contact 2 or 3
I
times, and
know
every
that.
time I do, he gives me the same thing. Oh yeah, we'll be there shortly.
Okay. well,
The only difference between him and your guy is my guy talks to me.
That's true. However,
Yeah.
we have a new guy.
Oh, you do?
Well, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. We contacted our original Access AV business, who came in with an initial price that was a lot higher than what we were looking at, and what we expected. So what we're asking is for him to come back in. He seems to be a responsible type person. Sit down with us, and we'll go over and come up with the minimum that we feel we can get by with it, and it will still do the job. He quoted us an A+ system, and maybe we can handle a B- system. So hopefully in the next week or so, he will be in here, and we'll have more news for you. Dave, you got any,
I do. The first thing is the printer will be here Thursday morning. I will be here when they come, so I can do whatever setup is required on the systems. They'll do the actual installation of the drivers and stuff, but we
We need to
set
get an
up-
old one out somehow, or is that?
Yeah, we'll need to dispose of that.
did they take it away?
No.
Man. Another
We'll
electronic
stick it
pickup.
in the back room and wait for the next electronics pickup. Yeah, yeah,
No more backroom stuff.
yeah.
Go in the closet.
Oh, do you have any other stuff with the back room? Do we, I don't know, computers and stuff that you
We,
deemed obsolete, or are they all?
well, we got rid of 90% of what we had at the,
Oh, good, okay.
Last one.
The last one?
there's still a couple of systems over there that I need to go through and make sure. Yeah, anyways, we're,
All the good stuff's off?
well, not only that, but we don't need them for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're a heck of a lot better than we were before July or whenever that was. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other thing is the generator. Speaking of generators, I got an email yesterday from Katrina at the power, whatever it is, power source, I believe. They think, actually they said, our generator has left the factory, which is in Wisconsin.
But it's
So-
on a donkey.
Yeah, well, so they hope it's here by the end of the week, and they'll schedule things from there. I asked her to try and schedule the transfer switch installation on a Friday because they have to shut power off for a couple hours. And again, I'll be here whenever they come. And then also I'm gonna be out of town next Wednesday, so I asked that they not do anything next Wednesday, although I think that's overly optimistic anyways. And that, I think, is it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
The Spirit of America, I think they need information by, recommendations by like May. So I don't know, how long do you want to give people to submit names?
First April,
We have,
middle of April, I don't care. April 15th,
we have like 2 names submitted now. 3 names, actually.
April 1st. You said 1st of May, right?
Well, yeah, yes, that's good, May, because we're gonna have to decide,
It has to be
obviously.
in by June 30th.
I'm giving us a couple of weeks to decide.
1st of April sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. And at the same time, folks, why don't we use that as a deadline too for,
ARPA funds.
for the ARPA funds? To get any new suggestions. We do have
We got a few, don't we?
2 or 3 new ideas,
Yeah.
which we'll put together and submit to MMA to make sure we can use the money for those purposes. And then come back and see what we have and what we've got left and go from there.
Sounds good.
We did have a workshop with, and I can't pronounce her last name, so I'll just call her Kathy from the Department of Labor. Never mind. On LD 2003, which some of you may have heard is putting more houses on house lots, basically to help with affordable housing.
Small homes.
Well, smaller homes,
tiny.
little homes almost. We had a lot of questions, a lot of concerns. I don't think anyone particularly likes it, but we're going to be involved in whatever process we can be involved in. This is a law that got passed, but some of it doesn't make sense for rural communities.
Right.
Without us in mind, may I add.
To help rural communities out when they don't talk to you to begin with.
Yeah,
Right.
without us in mind, not with us in mind.
So those are a couple things we're going to be working on, folks. We have, our town clerk would like to re-enter the discussion.
Can the town pass an ordinance if it's not something they want to get into?
No,
and
we
be more
asked that.
You can't be more stringent than the state?
Right,
Really?
really?
That's
This
what
one that
she-
goes the
I don't know
opposite
if you were
way
in here,
from
she
most of the
specifically
others.
said
Yeah.
you have to be at least conforming with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yep.
There's, Porter has kind of kept me apprised through email. I haven't read nearly all of them, but they're working on something with like 5 or 6 or 8 other towns over there. And then another resident of our town came up with trying to get on the town warrant. You know, at the end of the year, he was trying to get enough signatures to try to get something in place to only give out so many house permits a year. Now, I'm not certain if that's legal with this, you know what I'm saying? If it is, then that's probably a good way to go. You know, only give out 10 house permits a year.
Except that you're not going to be able to,
You mean a growth ordinance?
Yes,
you're not going to be able to stop a permit for a building that qualifies under this law.
well, that's all
I
things
mean,
that,
it's,
Yeah.
so we did, maybe, I don't know if you were here or not here, there was a letter that went through from a lot of towns saying they really disapproved of this, and
Yeah.
like them to rework it.
right,
So who knows where that went, but
in the recycle bin.
probably like,
Yeah.
Jeff,
I know Mr. Miller, no?
well, he sort of had his
I'm good. I
comments.
already told Mike, I'm good, Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff. You're up, Jeff. It's on you.
Okay. Well, since you're here, there's a lot of cardboard that gets thrown out in the regular trash.
Yes, there is, you're exactly right.
And that's all, and you know what I know. It's the, you know, the
Yeah.
Amazon effect.
Yeah.
It's just too bad people don't recycle that
No,
cardboard.
there's no mandatory recycle, so when they put it out with the trash.
No, I get
Well,
that. I
there
get
is, excuse me, we have a recycling policy that says every resident will recycle. We do
However-
have mandatory recycling. It doesn't go very far.
What do you suggest that we do?
You can't
Leave it?
I'm not offering
Should
suggestions
we
at this
leave
point.
the cardboard behind?
Do you have any
or-
more of those little
We haven't,
stickers?
we haven't,
Yes,
Do you have more of those?
yes, some cards we got from Acclimate.
Yes,
Yes.
use those cards.
Yep, we do, yep.
And you could
yep.
check off something,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's hard because
Well,
they're,
especially in the winter
they're
time.
plastic and it doesn't,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't write on them.
Yeah.
It's hard to write on. But if you guys are all right,
No.
leaving cardboard behind,
Not,
With the trash, it's-
not without some
No, we
publicity.
gotta-
We
Right,
can't
right,
just do
right.
that.
we have an unenforceable policy.
oh, right, right.
Well,
It's suggestive more than
If
any.
Exactly.
there's recycling, we'll take all the cardboard recycling, but if there's a lot of people put out cardboard
Yeah.
with the trash,
Yeah.
and they don't recycle.
Right, and I'm not asking you to leave the cardboard,
Yeah.
but we did have that program, the OOPS ticket that went into the
Yeah,
recycling
yeah,
bin.
and we still
But
got
the
the
OOPS
ticket.
ticket, like I said years ago, should go on the trash barrel and say, oops, you got recycling and your trash that needs to be recycled.
So you think we ought to leave a ticket and just take the cardboard? Just to give them
That's what
something to
I-
think about, like she said.
Yeah. I mean, how are they gonna know, you know?
Right, right.
Marker won't, you can't mark
You
it,
can't, yeah,
black
you can't, right,
marker.
no, you can't, it won't, it doesn't stay, it's real, it's plastic and you can't.
How about a key, a punch?
Yeah, punch it, yeah.
There's only so much time on the trash.
Yeah, I know.
Where should I punch now? I
The
can't.
thing is, what we do, we just leave a card with a clothespin on the barrel,
Yeah.
and they call us and say, what's going
What's
on?
going on?
So then we can tell them over the phone,
Yeah.
you know, if they don't recycle your cardboard.
Yeah.
If we've got the cards and you're willing, I would say do
I
it.
get guys that work in the trash truck that love card people. And find junk in the recycle.
There must be more tickets here somewhere. We ordered a lot of them, but
Never
we didn't
seen
get
it.
all of them.
No, I don't think we got all, but we still
I've
got
never
a,
seen them, so I don't
Yeah,
know what
but
we
to
still
talk
got a
about.
pretty good shot at the house, so we can just
Must be because you
put
recycle.
it around.
So,
Okay.
Some people get really upset when you card them and leave the recycle.
Mm-hmm,
But the next week, they fix it.
mm-hmm.
Well, that's the, yeah.
That's what you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, what else you got, Jack? Or-
The $500 fine for tree growth,
Yes.
is that just a one-time fine? when you
It's,
get-
it's
is
a
that-
one, we send a certified letter, which this is not going to be. Certified letter, $500 fine if they don't comply within a certain amount of time.
Okay.
Second certified letter, and then another $500 fine, again, if they don't comply within a certain amount of time.
Starting out, but if they missed like 10 years, they've been, I don't know how.
That's
far
bad
back
on
they go.
us.
Bad on us.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
We're not gonna fine them for every year.
No.
every year.
No,
So-
it's not a yearly
No.
thing.
Right. And the state never reimbursed us for those that didn't renew their permit.
Sure they did.
Yes, they did.
Really?
They-
Yeah,
they-
we've been getting
Yeah.
reimbursed, that's why this
We
is
did-
so bothersome.
We've been getting reimbursed by the state, even though their permits have expired.
They don't know, the state
So
doesn't
the
know.
state doesn't know?
Permits
Okay,
stay
then
here.
that's fine too, then.
Well, it's not fine.
it's not
Because if
fine.
we ever get audited, that's
Right.
big
So
trouble.
the state doesn't know about the tree growth?
Well, they know about, they know what's in tree growth, and they give us a corresponding amount of money.
Yeah, there's a report.
I'm
that
surprised that the
municipal
forester doesn't have to
valuation
provide
return
something to the state.
Has that information on it, Jesse.
We're not in tree growth, so I don't know. We're in farm and forest.
Yeah.
but
There's a
It's
report
different,
that-
What
but
about our tree warden? Does he have anything to do with it?
we don't, what tree warden?
Yeah, we have a tree
Is
warden.
it
Yes.
Tim?
Tim, yeah.
There
No,
is
he
a-
doesn't, but he would know maybe. Sorry, Deb.
There is a report that the selectmen sign every year that goes to the state, for the tax department, municipal valuation return.
Yeah.
And it has all the information on tree growth, acreage,
So all that
Yeah,
is,
but
Sure.
it's nothing
et cetera, et cetera.
specific. It's
Right.
nothing specific.
Right.
That's the only way they would know
yeah, that's the
a
only thing that
particular
goes.
property.
Right.
So,
Right, so
It gives
theoretically.
total amount, which is in tree
yeah,
growth.
okay. So,
acres.
Jesse, my guess is you may be right. The application may have
I would
a copy
assume,
that would go to the state.
I would assume, no.
No?
It does not, no.
It's a single, Yeah,
Single.
okay. So it just stays here.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard to believe the state's
It's,
missing out
well,
on a
it's the
dollar.
same as, what's the homeowners?
Homestead.
Homestead.
Homestead Act, yeah.
Yeah,
They just go
it
by
all
what
stays
they.
here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, anyways,
Okay.
we're working towards compliance.
Well, okay.
Speak.
Right now, I just can't speak. I just blown away with everything that's going on. Put the whole town in tree growth and I'm reporting.
10 acres, 10 acres.
Not me, because I don't have 10 acres.
Yeah.
I only got 8. Good thing.
All right, folks, that's it.
Is Jeff done?
I thought he was done. He
Well,
might
it's sort
continue.
of, yeah, I'm sort of, the Red Cross issue, I don't know what the Red Cross is going to charge for, like, helping us with the shelter, that stuff. But I know civil defense, do you remember the old days, civil defense with the little triangle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
little
all-
yellow triangle.
Yeah, that's all gone.
That's true. We have no defense now, so.
Yeah, I was just
We have no
curious,
civility
Yeah,
either,
it
so
seems-
it works.
Well, I wonder if emergency management took that over, maybe.
And the escape routes for what do they call it? The signs that the state puts up?
Yes.
Where do you end up? I know they're pointing out like.
Congress Street, Portland.
Okay. I don't know, I was just,
I don't know.
we have evacuation
On the
routes
top of Mount
all over the
Washington.
state. I just wondered, where do they lead to?
Yeah.
Because we might need one if we're gonna be a shelter, right?
I could have used one when the trees were all down.
No, you're supposed to be going to the shelter, not going away from it.
Yeah, all right, that's.
Over the hill and through the woods.
All right, folks, another week has gone by. Thank you very much.
Take that.
Thanks, Danielle.
Ain't that fun?